Alrighty guys, welcome to the next episode of the Ingolstadt Manager Career Mode. Now we are in January, yes that is in the new year, and we have a transfer window open. Now, what we need to do is we need to replace a few players. There's a couple of players that aren't happy about being in the squad. A little bit unfortunate, but what can you do? First of all, we've got Hinterseer here, hasn't got any game time whatsoever, and just I'm not going to use him, so we're going to sell him. The second player is Brezery, our backup centre back. We're going to let him go as well. And hopefully bring in a backup centre back there, and then we're going to let Roger go. He's just declining. He's too big, too slow, too useless. So we're going to let him go as well. So we need to get a backup centre defensive mid, or a starting centre defensive mid, and a backup centre back. So they're the two positions. And then if we look at it, possibly later down the line, we might look at even selling Hartman or Peckart, and then looking at getting a backup striker if we have the cash. So first of all, we need to do is sell Hinterseer, Brezery, and Roger. But the few players that we want to sort of bring in, they're on the shortlist. Now, first of all, for the centre-back, I think I'm looking at this guy, Levent Gulen. He's actually a Swiss centre-back, which is pretty much realistic for a Bundesliga side. One of our scouts from Switzerland found him. He actually is pretty solid. So, 20 years old, 64 rated. It's not the most amazing of stats. We could go on this guy on a pre-contract agreement. But he's got like a $20,000 wage budget, so I don't really want to go too nuts on it, and I won't get him till next year. So we need a quick fix now, so I'm going to inquire about Gulen. His contract isn't expiring in 6 months as well, so we can't get him on a pre-contract because he's 20. You need to be 23 or older, but that means he should come a little bit cheaper. And then if we need to, this guy's a nice backup. We'll inquire about him. Romaric Nguma from Lyon, so that's not too bad at all. And then the centre defensive mid we want to get is actually a centre mid here. It's Gerhardt. Now this guy, I could go with James Holland on a pre-contract. That might be the backup plan. But I think the actual starting plan would be to get this guy. He can actually play CDM. Also left mid, but we're not going to be using there at all. But he's got decent all-around stats. For a 20-year-old, he's already 70 overall, and his form is bad, so that's going to help us as well, that he shouldn't be. We can probably hopefully get him a little bit cheaper than the 1.1 mil he's valued at. So that's not too bad. And then if it actually goes down the line and we do look at getting a backup striker, Neil Maupay is going to be the one we're going to look at. We found him scouting in the French league, and I actually used him a couple of years ago. Was it FIFA 13 or FIFA 14 career mode? But I try to stick away from the most overused players, but this year he isn't sort of one of those players. Like everyone's sort of going for the just trying to think of the most overused players. So you've got sort of Briel, Donald, Embolo, all those young players that are sort of bought by everyone. Obviously, your Depay, all that sort of stuff. But Maupay hasn't seemed to be, no one's sort of going for him this year that I've seen in too many squads on Foothand or anything like that. So that's not too bad. So we're going to sort of make it a little bit realistic. He is French, so we've got a couple of French players in the squad. So it'd be good to sort of get him in if we could as a backup striker. Looks like he could grow a little bit. He's 18 years of age, and 64 overall. So we're going to advance on and see if we can get some bids in. We need to get some bids in for Roger and Brezery first before we bring anyone in, pretty much. So hopefully we get some now. We'll have a look at the France thing there. We get an offer for Kachunga, so we're not selling Kachunga. Sorry guys, we're just going to reject that. We don't want to get our hopes up for a transfer offer when it's just another one for him. So we're going to reject that and disallow all the future ones. So 200,000 for Nguma, that's not bad at all for a centre back. And Gerhardt's going to go for 6.5 million. That's a very big downside. So if he actually stays with that, we might have to look at getting James Holland. But we'll put a bid in for Nguma. We'll just try to see what we're doing in the transfer budget. So we'll just put this down, put it down to the 200,000 for now. Well, obviously when we sell some players, it'll be a little bit easier to start making bigger bids. But we'll put this down. We might just put it at 150, see if we can get him a little bit cheaper. If not, we'll go for the 200,000, which isn't too bad at all. That's really cheap for a 19-year-old centre-back. Crazy stuff there. We'll keep that Gerhardt one there, and I'll look at these players from France and see if we can get a bid in for Brezery or for Roger. Alrighty, so Grasshopper looks like they want 1.1 million for Levent Gulen, but we can't actually bid anything near that high until we sell anyone. What do they want for Maupay? They want 2.1 million, so a little bit annoying that they want bids that high. So we might have to just leave these for a little while. Obviously, once we get some money in for Roger and Brezery and stuff like that. Alright, Hubner wants to have a look at his wages. That's one thing I don't like, when players want to ask for their wages to be looked at. So I'll have a quick look and see what he wants. Hopefully it's not too much. That would be a little bit annoying. He's on 8,000. He'll probably want a bit of a bump. He does. He wants to go up to 20,000. We don't have the money for that. so we can't do anything about that right now. So sorry if that pisses him off. We've got a few scouting updates. We've got a transfer offer accepted for Nguma, and I think the wage was 5,000 for him. So I'll see if we can bump that back to 5,000, and we can, and it's still under the 150,000. So we might put a bid in for Nguma. It looks like he's going to be the one we're going to have to try and go after as a centre back. So it's not too bad. 4 years. We'll just put him as a squad rotation player for now, because I don't think he's really going to get that much game time. Alrighty, so we have a bid here for Hintus here, 750,000 from Twente from the Netherlands. So we want to see if we can get that bumped up to 850,000. Hopefully, that'd be brilliant if we could, just to get us some extra cash to sort of play around with. But we do have a contract offer accepted for Nguma, so that's not too bad. So that's a backup centre back coming straight into the squad. So that is awesome. So he will come into the squad. We'll have a quick look at his stats now. Alrighty, there we go. So 73 acceleration, 75 sprint speed, 77 strength. So it looks really solid. What's his defending stats like? 63 and 64 for sliding and standing tackle. So it's not great, but he is only 19 and 64 rated. So it's going to be him and Hubner as the two backup centre backs for now, just to see how they go. So obviously Brezza is going to be looking to be moved out of the club very soon once we get a bid in for him. Alrighty, so Twente have gone for that 850 counter offer, so hopefully in the next couple of days he will sell, and then we can start looking at making some bids. So I think the one we want to sort of go after, I'm just trying to think, we've got Nguma as the centre back. It'd be good to bring in Gerhardt, but 6.5 million is crazy. So I'll probably put like a 1.1 mil bid in for him, the 1.1 that he was valued at when we scouted him. But apart from that, I think that's pretty much going to be it. So we'll get rid of this Gulan bid because we don't need him anymore. So it's going to be hopefully Gerhardt and more pay. If it's not Gerhardt, then we'll look at getting Holland on a pre-contract agreement. Alrighty, so we have a transfer offer for Roger, and it's 600,000. We'll see if we can get another 100,000 like we did for Hintus here at Twente. And I think he's actually sold now. So yes, he has gone. So we've got a little bit extra in the kitty to try and buy someone. So I'll put a bid in now for Gerhardt. We'll put a 1.1 mil bid in for him. See if we should have enough there. Oh, not quite. We'll just have to rearrange this a little bit, the wage budget, and then we'll go in and do it. So hopefully we have enough. Well, we have enough to put the bid in anyway. Once Roger sells, then we'll probably be able to put him in. So yeah, we'll have put a bid in for Gerhardt now at 1.1, and then hopefully he accepts it. Like, I don't know, like when he's scouted, that's completely different to what the club value's at, so this is probably going to be a very unlikely bid, but we'll put it in anyway. Neil Morpay might be a little bit later of a bid at 2.1 million. It's not really a priority right now, so I guess we'll advance on and see if we can sell Roger. Alrighty, so I'm looking at selling Peckart or Hartman just to see if we can bring in some extra funds, because we might need them, if not for the centre defensive mid, then we might need him for maybe bringing in a striker. But I'm just literally thinking that even if we bring in James Holland, it's a pre-contract, we won't get him till next year, so we need a backup centre defensive mid if we sell Roger anyway. So if we don't get Gerhardt, we might have to find someone else. So I'm thinking I might sell Peckart. He's worth a little bit more, and we can just use Big Mo Hartman as like a third string striker if we bring in a second string. So that's what I'm thinking. So I might list up Peckart now, because we can actually get a little bit for him, and he's actually been playing okay. So we might be able to list him up and maybe get 1.2 or 3 for him. That'd be not too bad. So we'll do that now. So we'll go to Peckart. There we are. So we'll add him to the transfer list. Recently arrived for 1.7. So hopefully we can get maybe 2 mil for him. That'd be brilliant. Alright, so Cologne have rejected that offer for Gerhardt. They think he's worth a little bit more than that, so it's unfortunate. We probably won't be able to go for him. We're going to have to try and find someone else to get for a backup centre defensive mid once we sell Roger. We've got a couple of scout reports here that we don't have to really worry about right now, I don't think. Alrighty, so Leicester don't want to spend more than the 600,000 for Roger, so we'll go ahead and accept that one. Then hopefully he'll sell, and we'll probably get 400,000 or something like that to get into the kitty. They want 875. They want to pay for Peckart. That's not good. So we'll put that back up to 1.2. We'll go 1.275. That'll do. Just to see what happens. It'd be brilliant if we could get a little bit for him. Alright, so we're going to put a bid in for Carlos Gruezo here. We'll put a 1 mil bid in. They say he's worth 2 mil. He's probably about 70 rated or something like that. So he wouldn't be too bad of a pool if we could get him It'll be tough to try and get. I'll also put a thing out for Romeo to see how he's going to go. They want 2.4, so I'll put a mil bid in for him as well. Just to see, I need some new centre offensive mids. Really, if Roger goes, I need another one. And it'd be good to get a starter so that Ivanovic isn't playing the whole time. Because, I mean, he's been decent, but not great. So they want 2.3 for Gruezo. It's probably not going to happen. Player sold, so Roger's gone, which is good. Let's have a look. 1.2 mil they'll spend for Peckhart. So we'll accept that from Werder Bremen. So that's not too bad at all. 1.2, if we get that into the kitty, that'll definitely help. Alrighty, so Peckhart has sold to Werder Bremen as well. We have accepted an offer for another team. What are they? They've taken a 2.9 bill for Romeo. So we're not going to get Romeo. We're not going to bid 2.9 mil for him. That's just craziness. So how much cash have we got now that we've sold a few players? We've got about 2 mil plus 25,000 in the wage budget. That's not too bad. So let's have a quick look at our transfer negotiations. So our unsuccessful ones, we should find Gerhardt in here. We'll submit a new offer from Gerhardt. We'll put it to 2 mil and just see what they say. I mean, we probably won't get him for 2 mil. They want the 6.5 mil, but it's worth putting a bid in for him anyway. Ooh, there we go. Yannick Gerhardt, they've accepted 2 mil for him. That's brilliant. We will take that any day of the week. Alrighty, so we'll put... he's going to be a starting player, so we'll give him crucial first team. I didn't think we'd get him for that low. That is awesome. So that's good if we can get him into the club. We're going to just ignore all the other things for Romeo and Gruezo and all that sort of stuff. So that's brilliant. So if we get him for 2, we'll bring that down to 2 million. What do we got? So 2 million. So we've got 27,000. So we've got about 12,000 left on the wage budget. What I might be able to do is do a bit of a sneaky deal here. So if we go to our shortlist, more pay, they said they wanted 2.1 mil for him, right? So if we inquire for him, if we approach to loan, but we go for a future fee of 1.5 after a full season loan, what do you reckon? We'll go for a loan for him, and then we'll go for a future fee, maybe getting him into the squad next year, and by that time, we might be able to, we might sell Big Mo Hartman, and he can just be the backup striker behind Kachunga, sorry. So he's accepted the contract, so he's into the club as well. There we go, Gerhardt's into the club. That is brilliant. Good stuff. Alrighty, so new signing, we'll see him in a second. Let's have a look. Philip, not yet decisive. We'll get back to you shortly. Which, from looking at, from memory, watching FIFA, watching J-Bucks' career mode stuff, they say that when you do that, that's normally a sign that he'll probably accept. Now, we put a bid in for Hoffman, which is just for a centre defensive, but that's never going to happen, as you can see there. So that's brilliant. So if they get back to us, we'll bring him on loan, and then we might be able to look at getting him in next season. If we even if we fail and we don't have enough cash to actually bring him in for the 1.5 mil at the end of the season, which we should realistically, just by finishing the season, we'll get some cash. Then we'll just let him go and maybe even put a bid in for him next year. So that's not too bad at all. So let's advance on for a little second. Loan to bids. There we go. Yeah, so they're going to allow it to 1.5. So we will put that in. And even though it says you got minus 1.4 million, that's the 1.5 at the end of the season if we do agree to go with it. So we'll accept that. And more pay is now into the club, which is brilliant. So you got to love the little wheeling and dealing you can do. As I just saw, I put a little bid in for him. They said they want 700,000 for him after they said they wanted 2.1 mil. Oh, that's annoying. We might have just overpaid for him. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's have a quick look at the squad now. So let's have a quick look. So the new players we brought in, so more pay. Look at this. He's very quick and agile. He's got 87 agility, 90 balance, which is brilliant. So he's low to the ground, can turn on a dime. 64 finishing isn't too bad. And he can play right wing. He's got 3-star skills. So that's good. So he's going to be now the backup striker. Sorry, Hartman. You're going to be third string. And Gerhardt, let's have a look at his stats. So he looks so balanced all around, which is brilliant. 3-star skills as well. And he's going to be playing centre defensive mid. So he's going to be going straight into the lineup. And he's going to be replacing Ivanovic on the right-hand side, so right defensive mid. So that's not too bad. Our squad's looking pretty solid. We've made a few improvements. Brezery we've still got to get rid of because we've got Nguma in there now. So we'll get rid of Brezery in a second. We'll just put Lecky back into the squad first of all because he's going into the squad. There's no way he's not. There we go. So the team's looking pretty solid. That's our first team. But that's our first team 11. All that we've made in the squad is we've brought Gerhardt into the starting lineup, but we have brought where have we got? We've got Morpay as a backup, and we've got Nguma as a backup. So that's not too bad at all. And then we still got to let go of Bregery eventually. We're looking pretty solid, guys. I like it. We're going to change some kit numbers in a second, and then we'll get into this last game, or this first and last game of the episode against Eintracht Frankfurt. But let's advance on. I don't think anything else is really going to happen. Another update from France. It doesn't really matter too much. Some scout reports. So let's get into this game against Frankfurt and hopefully get a big victory. Alrighty, Pledel wants to have a bit of a run. He's on the bench, so I'll probably get him a run by the end of the game anyway, so that's not too bad. We should be able to remember to put him in, and then just scout reports. Alrighty, so we've fixed up some of the squad numbers here. So we've got Morpay at 29 as the backup striker now, which is brilliant. Ivanovic has gone to 26, the backup centre defensive mid spot, and Guma 25, a backup centre back slot. Chemicon we didn't actually have already sorted, so he's now at 27. Bregery's been pushed back to 44, and Hartmann is already 49, so that's not too bad at all. Let's get into this game against Frankfurt and get a big victory. Oh, he's dribbling straight through. Oh, we've got to get rid of that. Oh my god, get rid of it. Oh my god, what is going on at the back there? They take the lead within like 4 minutes. I don't know what just happened there. I was trying to tackle, and it's passed it across goal. That was just craziness. A little bit unfortunate. We haven't even really touched the ball. There we go. Gerhardt's first touch in an Ingolstadt shirt. Craziness. Oh, Gerhardt's done him completely there. Pass it through. Might be able to feed it through to Kachunga here. Can he finish it? Oh, straight at the keeper. Had a hit. Oh my god. Sexy Lexi. You've got to put that on target. Oh, Kachunga. There we go. Use your speed to get away. Have a hit, Kachunga. Get in. Oh, he's put it in the back of the net. That was way too easy. That was just terrible. Terrible keeping as well. He may have been blindsided a little bit, but as soon as we got that little burst of space, easy shot. Oh my god, that was... It might have taken even a deflection over the keeper. It's hard to tell from that angle, but it's 1-1 either way. Oh, Lucas Piazzon. What can he do? Passes it in. Oh, what a save, Nyland. Oh my god. I've got to clear things better. That was just terrible. And as Alexander Meyer has just put them up 2-1. When I get the ball in the box, I'm just so used to passing it out with A. I really need to start using B to just hoof it clear. It'd be so much easier. Kachunga. Oh, he's done him completely there. Kachunga, step inside. Oh my god. That is just brilliant stuff there. Can we finish it? Oh, it's gone off the bar. Oh, it's hit the post. A little bit unfortunate. Maybe should have just hit it with whoever Kachunga passed it to. I wasn't actually sure who that was. But we did actually pass it to Lex. Got the corner, and it looks like nothing's going to come of it. Oh, we have problems here. Mad, crazy problems here. Get rid of that. Oh, Nyland did well. Now, hopefully, we have the chance for a counter-attack. If we do, Morpay can play it over the top. There we go. To Pledel. Play it out to Lecky. Lecky, cut inside. Oh, get rid of it, Lecky. That was the chance, and that is the end of the game. We lose 2-1. Oh, that's frustrating. Every time we come against Eintracht Frankfurt, it's very tough. So we lose 2-1 there. Unfortunately, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Pledel, you played okay when you came on. We've got this deadline day here now. Looks like Boateng's gone to Barcelona. Hummels has gone to Bayern to replace him. Cavani's gone to Man City. That's fairly normal. So what I'll do is I'll go down to 1 hour until there's 1 hour left, and we'll go through all the teams and in the league and see who's moved where, pretty much. Alrighty, here starting with Cologne. They sold Gerhardt, and that was to us, obviously. Mainz have brought in Petric, Jibby, Fall, and Stunku. Not too sure who any of those are. Modeste is gone out from Hoffenheim. That's a bit of a loss. Nothing for Leverkusen. Dortmund have brought in Matter and sold Hummel, so that's interesting. Matter's come to Germany. Nothing for Mönchengladbach. Nothing for Darmstadt. Junuzovic has come in for Eintracht Frankfurt. That's interesting. Augsburg, Malumbu's come in, and Bobadilla's gone out. Two completely different people, completely separate types of players. Boateng's gone out, and Engels and Hummels have come in for Bayern. For Ingolstadt, obviously we've brought in Nguma, Gerhardt, and Morpay, and sold Hinterseer, Roger, and Peckart. Schalke have done nothing. Hamburg have brought in Berbatov. Interesting. Romeu has gone to Hannover 96. That's Oriol Romeu, I'm pretty sure. The CDM we're looking at. Hertha has done nothing. Stuttgart have brought in Kameni, Rafinha, and Rodriguez, and sold obviously Romeu. So I'm not sure whether that's Kameni the goalkeeper, Rafinha I'm assuming the right back, and Rodriguez I don't know. Could be any Rodriguez. Wolfsburg have done nothing. Werder Bremen have got rid of Junuzovic obviously and De Santo and brought in Peckart from us. So that's not too bad. So that's all of the transfers in the in and out of the Bundesliga for the January transfer window. So that's not too bad at all. So in the next episode, obviously we're going into February, starting to cruise towards the end of the first season. We've got Borussia Mönchengladbach, then we've got a new one matter having Dortmund, then we've got Hertha, Hoffenheim, and Leverkusen. And we'll have a quick look at how we're going on the table as well. So we are sitting in 6th, so that's not too bad at all. Obviously, we need to come between, I think it's 7th and 14th or something like that, or 7th and 15th or whatever. Mid-table, in there somewhere. So we're doing very well. It's not too bad. How are we doing? Any shocks? Wolfsburg's down in 13th. That's a bit of a shock. Stuttgart's in 18th. That's a shock too. A little bit crazy, but it's Bayern, and Dortmund all at the top there, so that's kind of to be expected. We'll have a quick look at the race for the Golden Boot. Kachunga is actually winning it right now from Thomas Muller. He's got 2 goals more. Assist is Lecky, and Kachunga's still up at the top, which is awesome. And clean sheets, we're probably not even going to be in there, are we? Ingolstadt, there we go. Nolan's got 2, so not really keeping any clean sheets. Well, I've never been good at defending anyway, so that'll be in this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Some good signings for the future, hopefully. And I've been Vio, and peace.